Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we turn boring financial documents into the most exciting content you'll ever see, or at least we'll try to make you think that. Today we're diving into a report that might seem a little dry on the surface, but trust me, there is a story here about how money moves through massive financial structures. So this is a current report filed on the 17th of December 2025. It is like a snapshot of what is going on right now with a few important entities involved in credit card deals. Think of it as a status update for a complex financial machine. We've got several key players here. First off, there is BA Credit Card Trust, a big name in the world of securitization. Then there is BA Master Credit Card Trust Dessous, which sounds like it holds a lot of the actual assets, like credit card receivables. And finally, BA Credit Card Funding LLC. This entity acts as a sort of middleman or a facilitator in these transactions. The report details how these entities are connected and what they're up to. You'll see a lot of numbers like commission file numbers and central index key or C-tag numbers. These are essentially ID tags for these companies with the Securities and Exchange Commission or CC. They help regulators keep track of everything. The CA number for BA Credit Card Trust is 001,128,250. That is a pretty important one to remember if you are tracking this entity. And for Bar Master Credit Card Trust Fig, it is 0000936,988. Then you have the Depositor Bar Credit Card Funding LLC with CK number 0001370,238. And the Sponsor Bank of America National Association, the big bank behind it all, although its SEEK number 0001102,113, isn't the main focus of this particular filing. These entities are incorporated in Delaware, a popular state for businesses due to its favorable corporate laws. It is pretty standard stuff for companies like these. Now, the really interesting part of this report falls under other events. It is not about a sudden major announcement, but rather an update on the kind of assets being conveyed to Baymaster Credit Card Trust basically. It is talking about credit card receivables. That is a fancy term for the money that people owe on their credit cards. When all these debts are bundled up, they can be sold off as securities to investors. This report is referencing an annex called Annex I, which is part of prospectuses for notes issued by BA Credit Card Trust. What is really being highlighted here is Exhibit 99.1 titled Annex I the Master Trust to Pru Portfolio. This annex is attached to these prospectuses and provides detailed information about the credit card receivables in the trust. Think of it as a detailed breakdown of the credit card debt that is being packaged and sold. The report specifically mentions a prospectus for BA Series Class of 2025-1 notes, dated the 5th of June 2025. So this filing is updating information related to that specific offering. It is essentially providing the latest details about the pool of credit card debt that backs those notes. The core of this filing is pointing us to Annex I, which is Exhibit 99.1. This annex is where you'd find the nitty-gritty details about the credit card accounts and the receivables within the master trustee. It is the part that tells investors exactly what they're putting their money into. While this report doesn't contain the detailed financial tables itself, it is directing us to where we can find them through the reference prospectus and its annex. And at the end we have the signatures. This report is signed by Keith W. Landis, President and CEO of BA Credit Card Funding LLC. He is signing on behalf of the company in its role as depositor for both the BA Master Credit Card Trust Dessous and the BA Credit Card Trust. This confirms that BA Credit Card Funding LLC is the entity officially making these representations. Now let's talk about what this all means. In essence, this report is a disclosure mechanism. It is telling the world that there has been an update or an ongoing process regarding the assets held by BA Master Credit Card Trust T. These assets are crucial because they are what back the notes that investors buy. When you see these reports, especially ones referencing prospectuses and annexes like Annex I, it is all about transparency. It is the company saying, here is what you are investing in and here are the underlying assets. The key takeaway here is the ongoing securitization of credit card receivables by BA Credit Card Trust and BA Master Credit Card Trust II. This is a standard practice in the financial world, allowing banks to free up capital by selling off loans and credit card debt. It helps them to continue lending more money. From a Warren Buffett perspective, we're always looking at the underlying value and the risks involved. In this case, the underlying value comes from the millions of credit card accounts and the likelihood that people will pay back what they owe. The risks are evident in any credit card portfolio. For example, if there is a recession or widespread job losses, more people might default on their payments. This could reduce the value of the assets backing the notes and potentially impact investors. This filing itself doesn't show the current financial performance like revenues or profits directly, but it points to where those details can be found within the reference prospectus and its annex. It is a pointer towards the actual financial health of the underlying credit card portfolio. Looking broadly at the direction of companies like Bayer Credit Card Funding LLC and the trusts they manage, they are essentially conduits for financial engineering. They take a continuous stream of credit card debt and transform it into tradable securities. The strength lies in the scale and the diverse pool of borrowers, which helps to mitigate individual default risks. However, a significant economic downturn or a change in consumer spending habits could pose a substantial risk to the value of these securitized assets. So, what is the conclusion? This report isn't revolutionary, but it is an important piece of the puzzle for anyone interested in the credit card securitization market. It confirms the ongoing activities of BA Credit Card Trust and BA Master Credit Card Trust Dessous in managing and packaging credit card receivables. The real story is in the annex it refers to Annex I, which gives the detailed look into the portfolio. It highlights the continuous flow of credit card debt being transformed into financial products. What is your take on these financial structures and how they operate? Do you think they're a good way to manage risk, or do they create hidden dangers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more in-depth looks into the world of finance. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions and behind-the-scenes content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.